Out of the gates and ready to go, Rick Pitino and John Calipari. We'll discuss that matchup. Another round of conference realignment. It must be discussed. At least some coaches are. And the man still in the spotlight in March Madness is not a coach or a player. While you're here with Hot Mike with Hutton Withrow, we hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe on the OutKick YouTube channel. Chad was telling you. The Jayhawks just don't win. The Jayhawks just don't win whenever they're preseason number one. And they didn't. Arkansas wins. Chad, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Hutton. I saw some stat where Bill Self had won like 8 of 9 Big 12 championships, maybe more. And when Hunter Dickinson got there, this is his second year there, they finished 5th and 6th.
It feels like his 5th year there.
In his 2 seasons. Two years there.
Peace out, Hunter.
They finished 5th and 6th.
Does he have another year of eligibility? Or
he's a good player, but I mean, not all just pay for the big player transactions work out.
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit. There's just not a connection. It just never really worked with him at Kansas and his teammates. I don't know what was up, but one and done for the Jayhawks. And Arkansas seems to be peaking at the right time, and Boogie Flan looked good in his return.
This is typical Calipari, is it not? By the way, doing a show during the middle of March Madness, who gives a shit? Let's just talk about the games that are going on in front of us.
Yeah,
why not?
We can.
There's no rules here.
That's right.
We're watching Colorado and Memphis Colorado State and Memphis as we tape this. If we're going to talk about Kansas and doing all this, I mean, Kansas is going to be old news by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Am I correct in thinking this?
Yeah. It'll be 2 days. 2 days removed.
Yes.
Kansas will not be playing tomorrow.
Correct.
Arkansas definitely will. The good news about OutKick, though, I don't know if you knew this.
Tell me,
Hutton, but it's fearless and authentic. So we can do whatever we want any
That's
day.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the great news. Is there's no stipulations on anything that we want to talk about. Speaking of shit, that's what Memphis looks like right now. If we're going to talk about the games that are in front of us, I had them winning in my bracket, but they look really bad right now against Colorado State. Credit to Colorado State, who looks good. Colorado State, one of those 12s that everyone was picking. Even Vegas had them as a favorite. And I'm like, no, it's not going to work out. The 12 everyone thinks is going to win never does.
So we've had one 12 win, right?
Yep, so far.
About to have 2. So 50-50 is about the way it goes.
Well, and then you've got Liberty, who I know you have winning.
Liberty.
You have Liberty winning tonight over Oregon.
I do.
Liberty, Oregon, Hutton, was destined to be that like 10:30 Central Time tip-off tonight, and that's what it is. Very last game of the day.
How about Cooper Flagg not looking like he was injured at all?
I'm blown away. Hey, let me raise my hand and say I'm an idiot and said there's no way he's going to play against Mount St. Mary's.
No.
With that high ankle sprain, dude's not only he's playing, but he looks fine.
You're not an idiot.
Can I get some of the horse tranquilizer that he has? I'd feel better every morning I woke up if I could do that.
It's the way it looked, the way the injury looked. It looked way worse than what it was.
Like he was shot in the Achilles?
That's what it looked like, yeah.
It looked like there was a sniper in the building that clipped his leg.
What's the dude's name who was sniped while he was like storming the court or whatever, and he acted like he was going to lose his life?
Yeah, they're going to have to amputate?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to have to amputate the way he fell in the moment. I thought it was like a Civil War injury. I thought it was gangrenous the way he hit the deck. And now the guy's playing like no problem today. So kudos to Cooper Flagg, and Duke is rolling. And Colorado State is rolling too.
Now I am here for Pitino and Calipari in that matchup.
Yes.
We can have that go year in and year out for all the. But let's throw back. Let's have some nostalgia here. And you can't tell me that the committee didn't set this up.
Oh, of course they did.
Oh, no, we don't look ahead like that. Oh, yes, you do.
Of course they did.
Yes, you do. By God, you do.
Whenever you can get a juicy coach matchup like that, or teams, or former player going up against the other team, like you're going to have now with Jeremy Roach and Duke in round 2 after Baylor beat Mississippi State, they're absolutely setting it up to make it that way. And I'm here for it. I picked those 2 teams in my bracket simply because I wanted to see that matchup of those 2 coaches.
We're lucky if we're just go by halftime, St. John's didn't look great against Omaha. And I don't know what Pitino said to his group, man, but they came out and just it was a no contest. It was like they restarted the fight, and it was a no contest.
It was really bad.
in the second half.
I know no one cares like what we pick, what other people pick in their bracket. That's like a big thing. Don't bring up what your bracket is because no one really cares.
It's like your fantasy football team.
Yeah, you can just follow it on your own and not do anything. I am going to send our team here my daughter Lucy, my 5-year-old's bracket that she made yesterday before the game started. Because clearly she spent some time in the state of Nebraska. Because, Hutton, she had a Creighton versus Omaha national semifinal in the Final Four. And when Omaha was up in the first half against St. John's, I'm thinking, my 5-year-old daughter might be the smartest person in America because she has Omaha all the way to the Final Four. Her national championship game is Omaha versus Wisconsin.
Omaha.
How about that?
Omaha.
Final Four, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Omaha, and Creighton. Now, that would be unlikely. She would definitely be in the top 5% of all the ESPN brackets or whatever they have at the end of the season if that happened.
For sure.
Not going to happen, though, because Omaha got blitzkrieged in the second half.
Yeah, so the Kansas preseason #1 curse. Is it a curse?
Kansas does better with fewer expectations on them. It's been that way historically with them.
I condemn thee. It's to the preseason #1.
Yes, it's going to be an automatic win for someone in the tournament. But not reaching the Sweet 16, crazy.
What's up with Kevin Willard and Maryland? He's pissed off for greatness. And, well, he's at least calling out one of his players and explaining why or why not he's on the move.
It took you guys 3 questions.
I want to ask about the basketball too.
Okay.
But, obviously your name has come up as a candidate for various positions because Maryland has done so well this year. Have you felt compelled to address any of that with your team at all about your future at Maryland?
Yeah, I've addressed it with them directly. I'll say this. This is Damon and I talked on Sunday night right before Selection Sunday. He gave me a term sheet right before Selection Sunday. I really wasn't focused on it. Been focused on this team and this. Damon's talked to my agent. I talked to Damon this morning at length about where we are. Obviously, it's difficult right now because I think we know his situation. He's probably going to SMU, so it's kind of tough to negotiate with somebody that's maybe not here. But I need to make fundamental changes to the program. That's what I'm focused on right now. That's why probably a deal hasn't got done, because I want to see, I need to see fundamental changes done. I want this program to be great. I want it to be the best in the country. I want to win a national championship, but there's things that need to change. When you're at a place for 3 years and you put your heart and soul into it, you kind of sit there and say, okay, wait a second, for us to be really successful, X, Y, and Z needs to change. And first and foremost, I need to make sure that we are where we are with NIL, and rev share is not where we've been with NIL in the past 2 years. We've been one of the worst, if not lowest, in the NIL in the last 2 years. So that's first and foremost. I also have to make a fundamental change where I can do the things that I want to do with my program. I wanted to spend an extra night in New York this year to celebrate Christmas with my team, and I was told that we can't do that because it's too expensive. So
you got the budget.
I don't know how we can be a top-tier program and I can't spend one extra night in New York because it's too expensive.
Got to come back on Friday.
So there's fundamental things I'm fighting for my team and my program. It's not so much about me. I want to make sure that whatever we do going forward, we're successful, and we're successful at the highest rate. So I'm confident that we'll get things done. It's a little difficult right now, I'm not going to lie. But I'm confident that no matter who we're negotiating with at the end of the day, this program is going to be in a great spot. And that's really my focus, is this tournament, this team, and this program.
Sign him up.
I love the honesty. I love the honesty. And I think he's going to be the next Villanova coach at the end of all this. I don't think he's going to want to negotiate with whoever the new AD is. About 4 hours ago, officially, Damon Evans took the job at SMU, so he's gone. So the AD who gave him the offer sheet that also declined his request to stay one extra night in New York City to celebrate Christmas is gone. The new guy is going to have to work under a president who seems to be a complete cheap ass. So they're probably not going to come to terms with a really good coach.
They're getting paid for
Kevin Willard.
For Maryland being in.
Yeah, they're going to get the paycheck for that, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look, if you want to be great, you've got to act great. You've got to spend great. You've got to do it. You've got to take extra steps to make yourself appear like a badass, if that's what you want to be.
Chad, too many in business are pussies.
Yes.
Just straight up. And then there's Willard saying, don't be a pussy.
Right. So whoever, Damon Evans, there's one, and whoever the president at Maryland, there's a second, and they're not going to get as good of a coach as Kevin Willard.
Well,
when all is said and done, if he leaves for Villanova, which I think that he probably will, because Villanova is going to hear that press conference and promise him all these things. I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but they're going to promise him all these things, and then they're going to be left with a worse coach because of it.
Well, and a coach that will take all these other excuses and have to deal with it and live with it.
Well, to me, him saying that, like, you don't say that if you feel like you're coming back. You out your boss because you know you've got another option.
Well, you don't say that unless you know you're not getting it.
Yeah. Or because I'm going to leave. Because you start to kind of
to leave.
Like,
right.
Here's what I'm going to remember about Maryland in this tournament. Unless they go to the Elite Eight, I'm not going to remember about what they do on the court. I'm going to remember their coach talking about how cheap they are in the athletic department.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm going to look at Maryland as a worse program and a worse athletic department, and one that's not even worthy of the Big Ten.
And their next coach. And I'm going to be thinking, man, you took over. How cheap are you? You know, like his.
But that's
you're not demanding these same things.
But my point is, if you're the coach of that program and you feel like you're coming back, you don't put that perception out there for recruits, for rival coaches, for everyone else. To me, you do it when you know you're going to leave. Well, and I feel like he's laying the tracks for, here's why I'm leaving Maryland. It's not the kids. It's not the fans. It's my cheap-ass boss and this cheap-ass university that's in the Big Ten, that's collecting big checks.
We know we can win.
That said no to one night in New York City.
I can't do what I want to do with the program.
And when you insult these type A alpha coach personalities, like, it could be one thing like that. I mean, honestly, it could be one, I got an email back saying I couldn't stay one extra night in New York City. I'm out.
Peace.
In the back of their mind, they're thinking, how dare you say no to me if I'm going to win at this level and pour my heart and soul into this university, and they're going to eventually get out. Now, others will say, well, he's getting paid $4 million, so just shut up and deal with it if you're Kevin Willard.
Well, it's more than that.
He doesn't have to.
Right.
That's the point being made here. I can go make $5 million at Villanova and not have to deal with it, so I'm going to go do that instead.
Yep. Penny Hardaway, done in the NCAA tournament. Colorado State downs Memphis, 78-70. At what point does Penny have to do more?
That point should be now.
It should be
right now. Right now should be that
State.
point. Yeah. First off,
against Colorado
many
State.
thought they were overrated as a 5 seed. They thought 7, 8 seed for Memphis.
Yeah.
And Memphis goes out and proves them right by losing to a 12 seed in round 1. I also want to understand the backstory behind the key. Every coach on Memphis team, it looks like they're wearing a whistle, but they're actually wearing a black key around their neck the whole time. And Ole Miss is off to an 11-2 start against North Carolina. Ole Miss, who's in my Elite Eight, and North Carolina, who does not belong in this tournament and did not earn their way in.
I want to see Carolina out.
Hopefully this game will continue and they will get their ass beat. And I'm going to go back and keep all the receipts from all these North Carolina losers that hit me up on social media. I'm going to go right back after them. All the ones who are like, let's see how they handle Ole Miss. Let's see what your precious little SEC team does against them. Again, I'm knocking on wood right here on this beautiful desk that we have. They're only up 9 early, but I like the start for my Rebels.
Chad, you asked this question about the key a couple of times. Quick Google search for you. Let me give you the answer.
Do you know I've asked before because it's got purple on there where you've clicked the story before? Have I asked this question before?
No, just throughout the day.
Yeah.
Memphis basketball coach Penny Hardaway wears a black key on a ball chain. That's what.
On a ball chain? Okay.
Sorry. I wanted to make sure.
Make sure you got the right side.
Yeah. A ball chain around his neck. Inscribed with the word believe. The key made by the Giving Keys is a symbol of Hardaway's culture and message of of embracing words and passing them on to those who need them.
You're embracing words?
That's what it says, dude.
I like a man who values vocabulary in the English language. That's good.
You are encouraged to embrace your word, then pass it on. Paying it forward to someone you feel needs the message more than you. Hardaway sees it as a motivational tool. So I guess the word is believe, and he passes that on.
That's really sweet and cute. You know who didn't wear a key around their neck?
Colorado
State's
State.
coach. They had no keys.
No, Colorado State wore a phone number, 1-800-ASS-WHIP.
Yeah, they had no messages of unity on the back of their shooting tops.
Dial it up.
None of that. No, like, let's all hold
Dial it
hands
up.
and kumbaya.
1-800-ASS-WHIP.
Yeah, there was no talk of racial inequality on their jerseys. Nothing. They just went out there and said, we're about to roll your ass with your key and all. And here's
giving keys.
Here are the two words we embrace: ass and kicking. Those are the two words we embrace in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Yeah.
And if you're not tough enough to play for these Rams, GTFO.
And in Memphis, we embrace ball chains.
Yes. We embrace the power of words. That's just that's an odd way to put it.
A black key on a ball chain. I just read it the wrong way.
Do they all have to read the giving tree when they arrive?
I was thinking about that too.
That's
what
odd.
a terrible the giving tree. Was that required reading
And right
for you
right as I talk shit, North Carolina goes on a run.
Da-da-da-da,
14-10 now.
da-da-da.
Of course.
Maybe Carolina will be in a league with the Big East soon. At least that's what Dan Hurley's proposing.
I don't know if I have any space in my brain for conference realignment, but I mean, I've been saying that. I mean, I've talked to Coach K about that. He's texted me that. We've talked about that. I've mentioned it to people at the Big East. I've talked to Dave about it. I mean, that would just make, obviously, tons of sense to come up with some way to get, and obviously, I think the basketball programs in the ACC could really use that. You know, I think, you know, Syracuse has been hurt by by losing the guard, and Pitt's been hurt by losing the guard, and it's harder for them. You know, BC, obviously, there's been major advantages from a football standpoint, but and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn for those folks. But I mean, how cool would it be to find a way to get Syracuse back in some type of ACC Big East consortium tournament? I don't know if that's a catchy name, but. Yeah.
There it is. Speak it into existence. ACC Big East.
Danny Hurley sounds like a guy. He sounds like Tom Hanks is Jimmy Dugan in A League of Their Own. Like he has to calm his voice down because his natural inclination is to scream at whoever asked him a question that he doesn't want to answer, or just scream on the court. So I just laugh every time you initially hear his voice. Guys, can we just play the start of it one more time, just as he starts to answer this question?
I don't know if I have any space in my brain for
space in my. All right, that's good.
It sounds like a pothead.
That's good.
I don't know.
I don't know if I have any space in my brain. Like when he's talking to Evelyn in the movie, he's like, "You got to hit the cutoff man before next season."
No,
can you do that
Chad,
for me? And he's
with all
trying to
due
be
respect,
nice.
you have watched this movie way too often compared to the majority of us.
That's
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
here.
a very famous scene. But that's what
Evelyn.
Hurley sounds like at all times when he's answering questions. Is like, I'm trying to slow my pace down and talk in a whisper because I don't want to scream at whoever's talking to me.
Right there, it sounds like he just took a huge hit
Yeah,
off a ball.
I don't know if I
don't know if.
So, does an ACC Big East merger make sense?
Sure. I mean, whatever. Sure. Cool.
I just think of everything from football perspective.
For basketball, yes.
I mean, the ACC sucked this year. I don't think they're going to suck in perpetuity.
I don't know.
Will Wade's going to NC State. I just don't think it's going to be a forever thing.
But Will Wade is going to be good, not great, right? I mean, if Will Wade's going to be great in the ACC is going to suck.
It certainly helps UConn's football future to join the ACC and to be in a power conference, right?
Well, I thought UConn was going to go to the Big 12.
I don't even know anymore. I don't even know.
You know what?
You know what doesn't matter in the NCAA tournament, Hutton?
This.
What conference you're in.
This.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's everybody's equal now. As you see, the great SEC is 4-4.
Why in the hell?
In the tournament.
Is
and
this a topic right now?
Everybody's crapping on the SEC now. Stuart Mandel is chiming in, talking about how, he heard all year how it's the deepest conference in basketball, and because they're 4-4, it must not be true.
I mean, are people talking about this on Saturday is what I want to know.
No.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, so we move on.
And next.
We will be
and
next. We will be discussing Aura. He is Aura. Who is Aura? Well,
sounds like a fragrance. You think this guy smells nice? Like the fragrance of Aura?
yeah, I mean,
I think Timothy Chalamet did an ad for it as it's a new fragrance from someone. Aura.
you think so?
Possibly.
If you don't know who Aura is, well, one of our favorites is about to introduce you.
He is Aura. Amir Khan. Your McNeese Cowboys just pulled it off. They beat Clemson. What were you thinking? What were you thinking as that clock went to 0?
We got our first win in school history, So McNeese is the hometown school, and, for us to get a win in March Madness, it means the world to me.
What was the boombox blast in pregame?
No Switch by NBA Youngboy.
Will that be back Saturday, or there'll be a total switch up again?
We really don't know. Everything.
Think Fanta knows that song?
Probably.
We got the boombox out now.
Yeah, it is. It's right there, Right there.
With Wild Wings. With Wild Wings here. Here we go, man.
Put it on. So
I love Buffalo Wild
We're this
Wings.
boombox
I'm
clown.
a big fan too. So for me to have this, it means a lot.
What is it like being with? What's this guy like for you guys? What's he mean to you?
Oh, talk to him.
Make me a
He's
bicycle
Aura.
balloon.
This is Aura right here.
Tell me what he means.
Fanta, answer the damn
This is
question.
really my man. Hey, this my man. Hey, he be in the gym early
is
every
this?
day. He getting rebounds. Like, he for real. When he said he had Wilt Chamberlain numbers, he really lived by that. Like, for real. Like, tell him, boy, pop it. Like, that's not cap.
Why isn't this boombox playing in here right now?
Because, like, he letting it rest right now. Like, you feel me? He do a lot, so right now I got to rest. You feel me?
Caribbean jerk, Thai curry, garlic parm, spicy garlic. Go get your Buffalo Wild Wings. It's sponsor of Amir, Aura. Aura. And look, and they got French fries and onion rings and mozzarella sticks.
Mozzarella?
Just how cool is this for you, man?
Yeah, it means a lot. I never expected.
I like that
any
pronunciation
attention
better
really
than
as
the-
a manager.
We've gone
Correct.
from Sister Jean
receive
to
all
this.
The love and support I received over the last few weeks.
Sister
it
Jean
means
still
a
with
lot
us?
to me, But,
Yeah, I think so.
I'm really just focused
110
on
years old.
trying to do what I do for the team, and helping them so they can do what they can on the court.
You've got Wild Wings, Insomnia Cookies. Any others?
Well, I had Tick Pick.
That's right.
Tit pick?
The business is rolling.
It definitely is, but it's because of these guys.
Did he say
It's
tit
'cause of the
pick?
team.
Thanks so
He
much.
had a tit
Thank you.
pick, apparently.
He gets tit picks now? Because he's famous? Is that what he's saying? Or he had
He had, tick
tick pick. Oh, gotcha. All right. Two very different things, Aura.
Well, I had tit pick.
Yeah. Well, I did receive a few tit pics after the Buffalo Wild Wings ad, but can't show those to you here, Fanta. I love Fanta jumping on the guy who wouldn't answer the question. Answer the question, somebody. What does he mean to you?
Yeah,
Say it. What does he mean to you?
I mean-
He's our clown. I'm dressing him up in his outfit right now in front of
he's got
you.
his damn headshots on the cheerleaders' socks.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Hey, it is one of the best intros for a team when they roll out of the locker room and he's leading them and just rapping the whole way. Very funny.
Sister Jean.
Very good. Good to see a student manager make a little money. I would also kind of be annoyed if I was a McNeese State player that just knocked off Clemson. I'm like, we got a rush of media coming in and talk to our damn manager, the guy who washes our uniforms.
We got John Fanta coming in here.
Right.
And he wants to speak to Aura.
I am laying my life on the line for this program.
I will say,
I am bleeding and sweating daily. And I just put up 15 and 10
There's the Wilt
against
numbers.
ACC Clemson. And John Fanta, college basketball media legend, and other media members are rushing in here to talk to the guy who washes my shorts. Come on. I wouldn't like that if I was a player.
He just grabbed my jock.
But good for this dude.
And now he's being interviewed by John Fanta.
And he's got to deal with tit pick, which is great.
NIL deals?
Very lucrative.
Signing them? That's great.
It's good work if you can get it.
McNeese. Is McNeese just going by McNeese now? They're not McNeese State?
Everybody refers to them as McNeese. It's better than the High Point.
It is better than the High Point.
Oh, the High Point is really getting after it.
Look
this
at
game.
Fortnite. They've got the Fortnite going. They've got the next round. There's the Fortnite Victory Royale.
So McNeese gets Purdue. No. Yes.
Yes.
McNeese gets Purdue. That's the first game tomorrow on Saturday. So
Where's the next round? On to the next round of 32.
boy,
Look at all the bling.
that score got a little too close. That was a 24-point game with like 7 minutes left.
Yes.
And Clemson went on a furious rally, and McNeese held on.
McNeese.
And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Had nothing to do with this guy. McNeese winning that game. Very little to do with him.
Had nothing to do with Aura?
I mean, I guess the
Do you think Aura will
swagger
go?
that they have has a little, but I bet it has more to do with Will Wade than it does Aura.
Is this dude going to NC State?
I want to see this guy get into coaching now.
I want to see this guy go to NC State.
Oh, he's following Will Wade. Hell, Will Wade said, we're taking the roster with
Bringing
us
everybody
to NC State. He's
go.
like, let's be honest about what this is. Guys that committed to me at McNeese said, Coach, will you take me with you if you go Power 5? Knowing he was going to leave. And he would say yes or no
Yes.
based on how good they were.
I will knight you.
And
Yes.
now he'll
Power
say,
5
now I guarantee you some of the ones he said yes to
will not be going
will be left behind.
because of Aura.
6 men enter, and 4 men will be left out.
4 men must stay behind.
You must stay. You must stay.
Now it's 5 because
Hey,
they're taking Aura.
do the right thing and give Aura the head coaching job. Just
At
let him go
McNeese?
ahead and graduate to be the head coach.
At McNeese?
Yeah. Can you imagine if this guy became the youngest Division I coach
Think
in
about
college?
those tit picks.
Yeah. Oh, they'd be flying at that point.
Tit picks?
Yeah. That offensive coordinator at Michigan's really jealous right now. I'll tell you that much. This guy's got all the great NIL deals.
Well, if we could only be Bill Chisholm, he agrees to buy the Celtics for $6.1 billion. $6.1 billion. The Boston Celtics.
Little surprised. The Boston Celtics, clearly them and the Lakers, the preeminent NBA franchises. Surprised that the Boston Celtics sold for more than the NFL franchise in Washington. I guess going by the Commanders now.
Which was 6 point what?
6. I think it was 6 on the, or it was 6 on the dot. This is the
6.0 something.
This is the biggest sale of a franchise in North American sports history.
Okay.
That surprised me, right? I would think any NFL team would be worth more, or most of them, more than the Boston Celtics. So
Yeah.
I think he overpaid.
Well, considering
But you
that,
probably had to overpay to get
how
them.
long ago was it when we saw the Clippers sell for $2 billion? It wasn't that long ago.
When they when Sterling was
Sterling was forced to
Steve
sell
Ballmer.
for $2 billion.
Yeah. Now I would expect the value of the Celtics would double that of the Clippers, based on being by far the second team in a market, and the Boston Celtics are a big time franchise and represent an entire region. But that surprised me. It's the biggest price tag in history of North American sports.
How much? I mean, what would you think? 5 billion?
I would just think look, you get numbers that big, and I don't know. I can't make sense of them. I just think less than the Washington Commanders. That's all I'm saying. I feel like the Washington Commanders, the NFL, would go for more than the Boston Celtics. And by saying that, I mean than any team in the NBA, even the Lakers. I think it's Lakers, Celtics, Knicks, and then everybody else in the NBA. And I would think the Washington Commanders would go for more than any of those 3 teams. But it was close, but the Celtics went for more.
Details have emerged. Further details have emerged for Nitro Tuggle. Of course, he's the most recent player for Georgia who was arrested for speeding and reckless driving. Reportedly crashed in front of a residential building in this white Dodge Challenger. Left the roadway connected with a power distribution box. The car also hit 2 other vehicles parked in a driveway as it continued out of control. Out of control is the policy for Georgia Bulldogs and speeding.
What do you think the first thought is?
As the world turns.
First thought when you come to and you've hit the house and you're a Georgia player.
Well,
you're like, man, this can be a tough position meeting with Kirby and the fellas. He
Guess
said over and over.
Guess I'm no longer a pledge. Is what?
Yeah.
Guess I've accomplished what I need to.
It looks like, hey, that national championship drought is over of 2 years. We're about to win it all
Misdemeanor
again.
charges of reckless driving and speeding, according to UGAsports.com. He was booked into the Athens Clark County Jail.
Don't hit a house.
That's right.
That's the message here. Don't hit a house.